Hello everybody, this is Hus Tutorials back with another video. Today we'll be doing a monk set dungeon guide for the Ina's mantra set. I've got the set items here, and for the helm would have been more beneficial if I had done the diamond, but I just finished up doing some rounds with some greater rifts with just being a tank and support, so but I should have go ahead and switch that up for a diamond when you play. Same with the chest and the legs, you can do emeralds there for more damage. Shoulders doesn't really matter. For the rings and amulet doesn't really matter. I have the endless walk set there just for more damage and for some defense there. The boots are pretty nice to have an extra ally to help kill things a little bit quicker as you're going along. And then for the weapon, you can either do a diamond to help kill the elites faster in the dungeon, or you can also do a emerald for the more damage for everybody. But we'll go ahead and check out the cube over here. I don't have any good weapons. I'm not very far into the monk this season. However, it doesn't really matter. Shouldn't matter too much. But for the helm, Lyric's crown, obviously for double the power of your gem in your helm. And then you do want the obsidian ring of the zodiac. Be using that a lot. You need a good cooldown reduction, so using your resources will help lower that by 1 second. For skills, I don't think it really matters too much which primary skill you have here. We've got Wave the 100 Fists with the one that does 5% more damage for 5 seconds. Once again, it doesn't really matter too much, just do one that does a lot of damage. And for Cyclone Strike, the one where he pulls in more enemies towards you. You can also do this one where it costs less spirit if you're running out of spirit too much. I wouldn't really recommend any of the other ones. And then Epiphany, you can have this, or you can do something else that does a lot of damage on the elites, or when you're just trying to finish the dungeon and kill everything as fast as possible. Dashing Strike, obviously you need this. Getting around, you want the one here, Quicksilver, for 3 charges instead of 2. And Mystic Ally doesn't really matter too much here. You don't need a defensive one, but once again, it doesn't really matter too much there. Bunch of Conviction here to do more damage against the enemies. And then for if you're dying a lot, you can do Near Death Experience. That one just to momentum. You will be moving around a lot, so you get more damage. Sixth Sense, just for more defense if you need it. And then as always, Beacon of Ythar for cooldown reduction. Recommended for pretty much any set dungeon or class or whatever you're doing. Hey, but for location, actually another thing, you do want more cooldown reduction, so I went ahead and changed some of my items, such as my gloves and my shoulders. Add some there. Mystic Ally is 30-second cooldown reduction, which is a long time, so you want to have as much cooldown reduction as possible. But location will be in Act 2, the main hidden camp here. Go up north to the Chaldean Bazaar. Just go around these monsters here to the sewers. Flooded Causeway, it'll be right up here to the right, down a little bit. For the objectives, we've got you need to gather 10 enemies, and within 5 yards. It's pretty ridiculous. Or 10 yards 5 times. It's easier than it sounds. And then don't get frozen. Only the elites do that. It's pretty easy to avoid. You just dash out of them if you're in the middle of one. Wait a couple seconds and go back and kill whatever you need to. And then of course kill everything within 4.5 minutes. So this one, it does require a lot of luck. It took me several tries to get this. If the enemies aren't bunched up very good, then you can't take a few tries. A little frustrating, but it's not too terribly bad. Not as bad as some of the other ones. But you basically just dash around to get in a group of people. Preferably the little guys, the little crawling things. Prefer to have a bunch of those instead of these big guys because they're easier to tell how many there are. And whatever button combination you're doing, for me I do right click for Cyclone Strike. And the Mystic Ally for number 3, just dash in the middle of a group, right click, and then number 3 right away to get everybody. Sometimes like that it looks like it may be more than 10 minutes, but it's only 7, which is pretty stupid. And then the cooldown, really annoying thing, cooldown reduction, you have to sit there and wait. Sometimes you'll finally find a really good group, but it's still on cooldown, which is very frustrating. Sometimes you'll see me just doing random cyclone strikes just for the obsidian ring to kind of help a little bit there for the cooldown to go down. Basically, you're just dashing around, getting in the middle of the group, suck everybody in, and then do Mystic Ally. So there we see we got the frozen stuff coming out, just dash out of it. Once it's done, go back. Same map every time, you want to memorize it. You don't certain path every time. I mean, there's kind of a basic path, but you can backtrack a little bit if you need to. It's honestly not that bad. And there were twice actually when I had one enemy left, 30 seconds left, and I could not find the enemy. So just go back every once in a while. Your Mystic Ally or your allies should take care of everything. They do a decent amount of damage. But those stupid little crawler things, they don't always show their health bar unless you attack them. They do damage to them, so sometimes you don't see them. You just walk by and your enemies, your little allies, might not kill them, so backtrack every once in a while just to make sure. Otherwise, it's a pretty simple dungeon. Dash, Cyclone, Mystic Ally. That's pretty much all I do. And then for the elites, this is mainly when I use your damage skill just to kind of kill those guys faster. They don't take too terribly long to kill. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll come back when I have everything finished here. Okay, we're just finishing up the dungeon here. Just gotta kill the remaining enemies to get the last objective to unleash your Mystic Ally. 10 enemies within 10 yards. So now we're just clean up, getting everybody here. And looks like we'll have about 30 seconds left. It's pretty nice. So not too terribly bad dungeon. It's not too difficult. You do want to make sure you don't have too much damage. Because if you dash in the middle of your group of enemies, Cyclone Strike, you don't want to kill them all right away. So you don't want too much damage, but you don't want too little, or else you'll spend too long killing everything. But yeah, pretty simple dungeon. Thank you for watching, and leave any questions you have below, or maybe tips on some things I didn't do that someone else could do that'll help them. But see you on my next video.